Oh, I'm moving you already, aren't I? Ah. Hey everybody. This is kind of going to be a very mixed up video. The only thing that I have melted in the 2 weeks has been Happy Hippie Scents Heavenly Joy. I put this in my bathroom warmer in one of the little plug-in because on Friday my son was discharged from the hospital, and I will tell you all about that in just a few minutes. And in case he got up in the middle of the night, I wanted some light in the bathroom. So I threw this in, and it has gone over 24 hours. And I mean, when I say gone over 24 hours, I mean come out of the bathroom into the hallway over 24 hours. This morning, when I was getting him ready for his doctor's appointment, which was 8:30-ish, you could still smell it in the bathroom. And it's Monday. It's now almost 2:30, and I was just in there, and it's very, very faint. So, and surprisingly, I actually had this set out because I was going to de-stash it, because I did not think I would like it. But once I warmed it, I really, really did. It almost smells kind of like Love Spell, but stronger. So, that's from Happy Hippie Scents Heavenly Joy. I liked it. I think I did this in another video. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Everything's kind of blurring together. It's the Revlon Color Burst Balm Stain. And this is in, well, maybe. It's not going to focus, is it? Anyway, it's in honey. I really like this color. I actually have it on now. I wish it lasted longer. I mean, as a stain, you would think that it would, like, not come off. But this does. And it doesn't last as long as I would hope for. But I totally, totally love, love, love the color. So, I'm pleased with it even though I have to reapply. It's very smooth. I absolutely love it. Okay. For those of you that don't know, on the 27th of April, Sunday, Javen, my 7-year-old, was out riding his four-wheeler. And he did have his helmet on. And he wrecked. We originally thought that it was very minor. Outside, he had a scuff across his chest here, around his arm. He had a bruise on his thigh and a cut across the top of his ankle. That was it. He was not crying. He was shaken, but he was not crying. Whenever we got him up, before removing the helmet or anything like that, you know, we made sure that everything was okay. Still, again, he was not crying. He wanted to come home, go to the house, and take a bath. My husband and I were both in the yard when it happened. We don't let him ever ride his four-wheeler without somebody being outside with him. It's a small kids four-wheeler. He's been riding for about 3 years now. And when I say 3 years, I mean we started him with sitting. He started sitting on my husband's lap, controlling the gas. Then we moved him up to steering. Then my husband sat back and let him control, even with him sitting on it. Then it was my husband would ride or run alongside him. And then he would ride alongside him, keeping close tabs on everything he did, telling him you need to slow down, you need to, so he's not been riding by himself for 3 years. Let me specify that. I think he started riding by himself last summer. So this will be his second summer. We got new neighbors, and he was interested in what they were doing in their yard. And I think what he did was he was looking at them and went the direction he was looking. Went off the yard into the ditch and hit a tree. I brought him home, gave him a bath. I washed him down, double checking, making sure nothing was swelling, nothing was, I had missed anything. Made sure all of his joints moved. Nothing was broken. After his bath, he then came in and laid down on the couch, which then that started concerning me, thinking, could he have a concussion? I kept waking him up. I ran back to my bedroom, and as I was coming out of my bedroom, he was standing at the end of the hallway, and I asked him what was wrong, and he was holding his stomach and said that he felt like he was going to throw up. And before I could even say, get to the bathroom, he vomited, and it was nothing but blood. We then took him to the hospital that my sister-in-law works at, because he has such anxiety. Just me saying we were going to the doctor, it was question after question. He started getting himself more upset than what he needed to be. So I just told him we were going to go see Cree, and that settled him. Once we got there, the doctor literally, and some people really got upset with this, but I feel like it's a blessing, because he did not run a CAT scan, he did not do x-rays, he did not do ultrasounds, he did not do anything. He said, we're going to start his IV and get ready because we're flying you out. He said that there was no reason to run all these tests, because if they found something, there was nothing he could do for him anyway. So instead of wasting the time there, get him somewhere where they can help him, which I really appreciated. They sent him life flight to Morgantown. It's a little over an hour away. And what was funny is when we got to the hospital where my sister-in-law works, they didn't know who we were, but they put us in the room right next to where she works, so every time she would say something, we could hear her. And it calmed him, because I could say, did you hear her? She's right there. Do you hear her? And he was listening to what she was saying instead of what was going on around. The health net came, and a guy we go to church with was the pilot. So again, another familiar face. He looked at him and, instantly smiled. He recognized him. Another calming, helpful event. They allowed me to go with him on the health net. So once we got to Morgantown, I was right there. The doctors in Morgantown looked at him from the outside, saw he was not in pain or was not breaking down. Like, he was not crying, he wasn't, doubling over. He's a tough kid. They did some x-rays, didn't see anything. They did an ultrasound to look for internal bleeding around the organs, didn't see anything. Then sent him in for CAT scan. And that's when the ER doctor came to me and he said, I have to apologize because I've really underestimated the seriousness of his injuries. He had a grade 4 spleen injury. His pancreas was split. 30% of his kidney had lost blood supply, and they could tell his colon was injured. They were preparing us that the colon would have to be resected and could possibly even he would need to be left open, need a colonoscopy bag. So, I mean, they were just running all this by us. He had such internal bleeding that they thought for sure he was going to need a transfusion before they could even finish surgery or go into surgery. He was in surgery for 3 hours. He had to get 3 vaccines before they could take him into the OR, just because they knew the spleen, there was no saving it. Your spleen is your major organ to filter all of your blood. So it filters out your bacterial infections. It keeps you as healthy as it can. He doesn't have that. He lost part of his pancreas, which is, creates or helps regulate your insulin and breaks down your fat that you intake by your food. So he's on a low-fat diet. He was in surgery for 3 hours. We came home on Friday, and he still has the drain tube inside coming through from his abdomen that we have to empty 3 times a day. He will be on antibiotics until he's 16. He takes it twice a day. And it's just been, he's doing really well. Considering, and that's what, the doctor said today, that, he's going to have good days, he's going to have bad days. He's going to wear out quickly. He's not allowed to go back to school this year. So we're going to finish school here at the house. But he's been a big trooper through it all. Even with the IVs, he was a very hard stick each and every time. He was having nightmares, and they had him on morphine, and there was times he didn't remember what was going on at night. He jumped out of bed one night wanting to be with me in the chair and ripped out his IV. And he doesn't remember doing it. Still today does not remember doing it. It's just weird. I don't know. The stuff that he had another IV in his hand that went bad, and they called in the PIC team to replace that IV. And 5 sticks later, they finally got it. And he sat there and was a trooper through it all. I mean, did not shed a single tear. I was right there with him. But you would think I mean, he's 7. He shouldn't have to go through all that. But to do it and be so strong, he's amazed me. But he's outside now. He's getting very bored because he is on such a activity restriction, a diet restriction. He can't be a normal 7-year-old boy. But I've learned that even though from the outside he looked so good, on the inside, and see, that's how Javen always has been. I mean, even at birth, you know, he was perfect on the outside, but not on the inside. I mean, he's got a lung disease. So, what are you doing, Bubby? You want to come say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. Say hi. Go say hi. Why?
Yes.
Why?
So are you sending this yet?
Say hi, YouTube.
So are you sending this yet?
But see, he looks really good. But
Amy's supposed to come when she gets off work. So what that says.
Okay. But that's I'm gonna go talk to him now. So I'll see you guys later.